due pagnotte.
Hi everyone and welcome to this tutorial video, let's call it, on how to make sourdough bread. I think you will find it laborious but worthwhile. Okay, let's get started. I'm planning to have some bread tomorrow morning. So I have to refreshen my starter, and since I don't want to waste it, I will use most of it to make a sourdough pancake. Okay, I heat up some olive oil on a pan, medium to high heat, and you put the sourdough starter. Consider that the starter, it is not salted, so I will add some salt as it's frying. This, it takes a few minutes. Just make sure that you don't burn it, make sure that the oil is hot enough to make it nice and crisp. So once it's ready, let it cool off a little bit and then enjoy it with some Nutella or maple syrup, you pick. The content is enough to get a new batch of starter to use for the 2 loaves, and then I will have the same left over to have the starter for next week. Mix the ingredients and then let them rest at room temperature until it's double in volume. It could take 3 to 4 hours. Change recipe once in a while. There is a lot of different type of flours to test, and you just have to find the flavor that you and your family like the best. For this recipe, I'm adding 500 grams of all-purpose flour. Consider that I will end up with 2 loaves of bread. Okay, 300 grams of bread flour and 400 grams of whole wheat flour. I put the flour in the mixer and start mixing. I then later add 950 grams of water. Let the mix autolyse for 2 to 3 hours, waiting for the levain to be ready. After 2-3 hours, you see how the gluten structure is really elastic. Our levain is ready and we can get started. Add it to the mix it up, and let it rest for 30 minutes. We add 30 grams of salt, we mix, and we wait again for 30 minutes. So now we spend 5 minutes with the lift and fold. So from now on the process is we're gonna do it by hand. The mixer gave us a help at the beginning, which you could have, especially if you're doing only 1 loaf, you really don't need the mixer. But just speed things up. So after you mixed it and you feel it's getting a little more elastic, let it rest for 30 minutes. Okay, it's time to wet the surface and take a look at the flour that we got. And this is just really experience. You will feel, after a while you're gonna feel if it's ready to be stretched for lamination or if it needs to be worked a little more. In this case, I felt that it needed to be worked more, so you will see a little of slap and fold, and then I put it to rest 30 minutes and then I do the lamination. So those things really they just come with a little bit of experience. Now it's 2 years that I've been making sourdough bread, and sometimes the flour act differently, different mixes, so it's fun. It's a fun process, so just embrace it. I spent about 10 minutes with the slap and fold, and then it's time to reshape. I'll put it in the bowl, or you just have to cover it and let it rest 30 more minutes. The lamination process, it is something that not everybody does. I started doing it recently, and it's a method of gluten development, just like the stretch and fold or the coil folding. So it helps ensure that you have good elasticity in the dough and lend itself to a more even bubble distribution for the final bread. So I mean, it's something that try it out, try with and without, and see which one comes better for you. Remember, I need to make 2 loaves out of this batch, and this is the moment that I split the dough in 2 for the 2 loaves. So from this moment on, my 2 loaves are gonna be worked separately. It is time for the coil fold. It takes a few minutes, but it needs to be done every 30 minutes, 3, 4, 5 times. You will see that every time you do it, the dough gains elasticity and structure, so you will find out eventually when it's ready for the next step. But you can account 3, 4 times every 30 minutes for sure. I wet my Benetton truly. I put semolina flour. The semolina flour will stick to the wet Benetton. It will give the loaf a beautiful appearance, flavor, and it will make it easy to detach. So you can use flour, rice flour. Dust your counter, your kitchen counter, and this is time to form the loaf. I put some of the bread flour on the bottom, and you start forming the loaf. You want to trap some of those air bubbles in there, seal it, dust it with more flour, and then you can put it in the Benetton. So seal it up. I add a little more flour. I add some wheat bran. I like the texture of it, makes the loaf look rustic, and I like that look. Cover it up and overnight in the fridge. I have to repeat it twice because I have 2 loaves. And this shape, I'll make it for the round Benetton. So as you see, I'm gonna shape it a little differently. I'm doing, I'm rotating it, and that's a tension pull right there. It makes the surface more elastic, more taut. Look, one more time, there. Okay, cover with flour and put it to rest overnight in the fridge, ready for the morning, early morning baking. Buongiorno, good morning. We are ready to bake. This Dutch oven is super hot. That's why I'm wearing gloves. Dunk the bread in there. Thanks for the semolina flour in the Dutch. Never get it centered. You push it around. Get a super sharp lame and score the bread in a fun way. I make a smile. It looks like a cyclops with a smile. The guy from Monsters Inc. That's what that looks like. The lid is inside the oven, so that also is super hot. I will put the lid on and close the Dutch oven. I will squirt some water to get some steam going, just to add a little thickness to the crust. And I will put Dutch oven covered back in the oven, 500 degrees for 25 minutes. Clean the Benetton really good and dry it up. Make sure that's really dry before store away. 25 minutes later, let's look at our bread. Plenty of oven spring. We can now put the bread back in the oven so that the crust will harden. The Dutch oven is free again. I can drop my second loaf, do some creative scoring, and I will put both bread cooking at the same time, at least for the next 20 minutes. The first loaf is done. Let it cool off 1 hour at least before you cut it. In 5 more minutes, I will take the second loaf out of the Dutch oven. Also, this one is a good oven spring. Take it out from the Dutch oven, put it on the stone for 15-20 more minutes. You can lower the heat of 475-450 degrees. You can see now the 2 loaves just cooling off on a cooling rack. And before I cut them, it's gonna be an hour and a half. Finally, the bread is ready to be cut. We will see if inside it looks as good as on the outside. Smells great. The whole house smells delicious. One of the many advantages of making bread at home. Let's check it out. Yeah, looks good. Fantastic. Thank you, Remo. I want to be on the video. Buon appetito.